Ek is vanoggend baie opgewonde want vanoggend is dit die begin van 'n nuwe reeks. Dis nou nie meer RoadWatch nie, dis nou RoadWize. En met RoadWize doen ons presies wat ons met RoadWatch wou doen. Ons wil jou paaie veiliger maak en ons wil probeer om lewens in die hoofstad te red. Nou ek het vanoggend die voorreg. With me in studio is Superintendent Marceline Murapo, the Section Head of Public Relations and Community Policing. Sup, good morning and welcome on Cosmos 94.1.
Good morning, and good morning to our viewers.
It's always nice to chat to you, and specifically this week we are focusing on, we've heard last week about the incident that happened where one of the street kids was bumped at an intersection, a very busy intersection. So my question firstly is, tell us what was the situation, what happened at that specific incident?
What actually happened is that street kids that are begging at different intersections. To start off, this incident that happened at the intersection of Hosea Kutako and Independence Avenue.
Sure, what a busy intersection.
Yes, nearby our head office there. These street kids that are asking for money from drivers was busy now with a certain driver asking again for money. But then at that point in time, the traffic lights turned green from red. I think the time they were busy communicating, it was on red.
Yes.
Because you could see the driver idled a little bit. But when it turned now green, other vehicles wanted to move, but then this one is like obstructing. So he decided to drive a little bit. As he's driving a bit, this person that was asking money also was running alongside the vehicle. But then certain vehicle now came from behind. This driver have to now suddenly brake because of this obstruction in the head. You could see on the clip that this person was asking for money, but at the same time, the vehicle traffic were busy now at that particular time. They almost ran him over.
Yes.
But fortunately, this minibus driver braked on time, although it, I think, touched him a bit where he went and fall in front. But luckily, not serious injury was detected at that particular time, and at least we could not lose his life. But mind you, that is not the only incident reported.
Really?
We had previously one at the intersection of David Hosea Meroro and Mandumende Mufayo. That particular individual was run over by a car. Also, these street kids that are baking at intersection. He was thrown a distance and he fell on the way to the hospital. Unfortunately, he lost his life.
Sure.
And it is within this year, if not a month ago, it's maybe a few weeks ago. Just before this one.
In the specific case, who is at fault? Is it now, or who can take the blame?
At the moment, we cannot determine who, but both of them. Number one, these beggars, or I don't know which one is the correct name now to call them. He was in the middle of the road. Because what they do sometimes, they'll stand in the middle of the road asking for money. And again, if a driver refused, or if they refuse to open, they can even hit the car just to disturb the drivers. But then all of them were at fault. Because if you look at the previous one where the driver was, this person was run over. He was over speeding on that particular incident. But we want to share it on our social media page, our Facebook. But the current one now, the driver was at fault because he was obstructing other vehicles that was coming from behind.
Frustrating other drivers.
Yes, frustrating them, causing congestion, obstructing and all that. And then this particular individual standing in the road also, at the same time also, he was also obstructing and also causing again stress to the drivers. Both of them were at fault. If you want to give people money, that is not the right place to do
so.
Yeah.
Very true. So, from a road safety perspective, what are the risks involved for both motorists and pedestrians when children are begging at busy intersections?
The risk is, as a driver, you are likely to hit these street kids that are standing at the intersection. And at the same time, it's risky also for that particular street kids or those individuals also. They may lose their lives if they are hit by a vehicle. They may be seriously injured. In the end, even you could end up being disabled while you were having an able body.
Yes.
Just because of the consequences of accident that could happen there. So from both sides, if a driver stops there, the risk is you will be issued with a fine should we find you.
Because you're obstructing the
You're
traffic
obstructing
and you're
traffic.
obstructing the flow of
Yes,
traffic.
and you are not allowed to stand for longer period of time at the traffic intersection. You are to yield, waiting for your turn. If it's green, it's for you to proceed.
Yes.
But if it's not your chance, then that is maybe the only period that you wait. But then I know that it does not take long for you to move away from that spot to allow other traffics to come in. So you will risk to be fined. Also, a number of fines actually that can come out of there. For you, maybe standing in the middle of the, not maybe, but standing in the middle of the road, obstructions, and other cases that could be detected. And then also for the street kid also, we can issue them with a fine of loitering. That is if you are standing at street, especially in the road or street corners and all that.
Yes.
That is in terms of the municipal bylaw.
Because basically both the street kid and the driver at this point in time is causing the obstruction.
Yes.
Now, authorities have asked the public not to give food or money to street kids at intersections. How does this advice help improve road safety? And what alternatives should the public consider?
Yeah, this will help improve road safety in terms of if you stop giving these individuals money, you are discouraging them from coming back to that particular intersection.
Yes.
Because if they come today, nobody's giving them. They come tomorrow, there's nothing. They will not be encouraged to come back. They'll be like, even if we go stand there, nobody will give us. And then number two, let's give to authorized institutions like shelters.
Yes.
There are shelters that are keeping these individuals. The minor ones, you see, if these younger ones, we sometimes pick them up and take them to shelters, but they run away from there and come back to intersections saying that it's shelters, there's no money, there's no what. At the intersection, they'll get money. Like I said, let's discourage them from doing that. And
Yes.
if there's money, let's give to the shelters. Maybe if we give to the shelters for them to buy food, we can also maybe sometimes encourage the shelters to say, let's start maybe giving them something per month, maybe 300 for maybe if they want to have cash on them, especially if we are supporting these shelters.
Exactly.
When they have enough, they are able maybe to come up with program to say every month you'll be given a 200 pocket money. This also will discourage them from going back to the streets or to those particular intersections. Because what they want, apparently they want cash money, not only food that they are getting from the shelters.
Yeah. I know some of them are particular. They say, I don't want food, please give me money.
Give me money, yes. Let's try to do that. Maybe that money they want to buy certain things that are not provided for by the shelters. If we give them that as people that are responsible for these shelters, I think that also from their side can encourage them from going back to those intersections.
Definitely. I think it's very important, not from the public side, but also from city police side. What measures are city police putting in place to protect both drivers and vulnerable individuals, and especially during peak traffic hours and at high-risk intersections?
At the moment, there is an ongoing engagement between City of Windhoek, in particular the Department of City Police, with different stakeholders, coming up with plans and action plans as to how to go about remedying this situation in a longer term. But in a short term, we go out there every now and then to go and remove these street kids from different intersections. But when we remove them, we drop them, those young ones will drop them at the shelters, but the bigger ones will just remove them from the intersection because at the moment there's no particular place where we can take these elder ones. Yeah, but that one is what we are doing now. But the bad part is where if they see our vehicle coming from a distance, they will start running. When they run, then the intersection is clear. But we can now not be at every intersection at the same time. But what we are also doing now, we have our CCTV cameras at different intersections. We are monitoring those intersections. If we see they are standing there, we'll dispatch a vehicle to go and remove them. They might just know that if our presence is not there physically, we are there with our cameras
Eyes.
when we do patrol. Yeah, our big brother is watching. That is the short-term remedy at the moment.
Yes.
But we are doing that, but it's a challenge. If you could see, there are some in Katutura area, the Grove, where there's even small babies, pregnant women standing there. We remove them, they'll go dodge, maybe from the hospital, come back. But we are also just disturbing them like that every now and then.
Yes.
But yeah, and also CCTV camera is helping us a lot. It's very, very, very much important because when we spot them and we are doing all this, you see, it's not only street kids that are standing actually at the intersection, even the street traders also, the illegal
Yes.
traders.
Yes.
And this is how we are monitoring all these people and we go and remove them from that.
As jy veroorsaak dat daar 'n oponthoud is, kan jy 'n boete kry. Dis nommer 1. Nommer 2, moenie vir hulle enigiets gee nie. Gaan eerder gee jou geld as jy iets wil gee, gaan gee dit vir 'n geregistreerde organisasie.
For anybody that come across these children disturbing, especially at the traffic intersection or any other crime, our number is the same. Very important that I give out this number.
Please.
So you call us for anything, especially these kids that are disturbing there. And also to remember that as much as you want to be a good Samaritan in helping these children, the moment you run over one, you might not have peace with yourself. Because you wanted to help this child, but in the end, you run over the same child and they lose their life. How will you live with yourself? So let's refrain from doing that. Call us for any intervention in that regard on 061 302 302, or you can send us an SMS on 4444. We are 24 hours on duty. Thank you so much.
As easy as that. Onthou daai nommer is tolvry. Dis 061 302 302. Tot ons volgende week weer gesels. Dis op RoadWize op Cosmos 94.1. Totsiens.